train in the house. Woo! Looks like we've got some angels in the crowd tonight. Well, that's great, because I've got something I've got to say.
What if the most important part of you is not your body, but your awareness? What if everything you are searching for has something to do with what you already are underneath it all? Hi, I'm Rain, and I want to share something personal with you. Not as someone who has life figured out, not by all means. Not as someone claiming perfection. Just as another human being who went through something I just can't ignore. Because during 2 separate medical procedures, something happened that changed how I see existence. And I want to be honest about how it felt. Because the closest way I can describe it was like I was having a lucid dream, but it was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I didn't feel like imagination. It felt more real than waking life. During a recent medical procedure, I became aware that something was different. I remember opening my awareness, my eyes, and realizing I was outside my body. At first, I was really confused. I looked down and I didn't fully understand what I was seeing. And then slowly it dawned on me. If I thought about moving an arm, the arm would move. And suddenly I realized I was looking at my own body, but my awareness wasn't actually inside it. And what happened next, I'll never, ever forget. I didn't feel fear, I didn't feel panic, and I didn't feel darkness. The complete opposite. I felt unbelievably light, like an enormous pressure had lifted off me. I felt joy. I felt free and peaceful, almost like I'd stepped out of everything a heavy experience offers. And then there was just the sense of love and unity that I can't fully explain in words. But it wasn't an emotional love, something far deeper, something that felt like connection itself. And what shocked me most was how real it felt. Like I said, more real than imagination, more real than a lucid dream. It was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. I remember simply observing in complete stillness for a while, and in that moment, something became clear to me without effort. We are not only bodies. There is more to us than flesh and bone, and something within us is deeper than that. When I came back into my body, I was already in the recovery room. This happened after my medical procedure. I remember waking up in a dark hospital room as a nurse came in, shining a bright light into my eyes. I actually think it was around 2 or 3 in the morning. And everything around me felt normal on the outside, but wow, inside me something had shifted. Not in this big dramatic way, but in that quiet, undeniable way. It was a knowing that life is more than what we usually perceive. And even now, I still experience it all. And I still experience fear and worry. I'm a human, but it's different now. There's a deeper sense of knowing underneath it all that we are not only physical beings, and that what we carry inside us matters deeply. Okay, so after the experience, something simply became very clear to me. People spend so much time preparing the outside life. We all do it, but very little time preparing the inside. We prepare our image, our identity, our success, our security, but rarely the heart. And yet the heart is what we actually live through. The way we love, the way we respond, the way we carry pain, the way we treat others when no one we think is watching. There's a passage in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, that says, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. And something about that hit differently after my experience, because it made love feel like a quality of being, not just an emotion, something we actually embody. And I also learned something important in life. Love and forgiveness do not mean absence of boundaries. Let's be clear with this. You can forgive someone and still protect your space. Even Christ spoke about wisdom and clarity when he said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. That speaks to discernment, knowing what to allow in and what not to, because love that is real does not destroy your spirit. It protects it. I don't claim to have all the answers, because I don't. But I do feel that experiences like this change how you see what matters. Not in a religious sense, but in a human sense. That life is not only about what we build outside ourselves, but what we become inside. And I think many people already feel that tension today. A sense of being disconnected, busy, overstimulated, but still somehow empty underneath it all. Because maybe the soul is searching for something real again, something deeper than distraction and something deeper than survival. So I'll leave you with this. I don't think you are just a body going through life. I think there is something deeper in you, something aware and something feeling, something searching. And maybe that part of you is more important than anything else you're chasing right now. Because at the end of it all, what matters most may not be what we achieved outwardly, but the quality of the heart we lived with and within, the love we carried, the truth we lived by, the discernment we learnt, the light we protected within ourselves. And maybe that's where everything begins to change, not outside of you, but within you. Because maybe the real preparation in this life is preparation of the heart. And that is what All Souls Gathering is about. It's not a religion, it's a relationship with the Creator, a place where every soul matters and where the preparation of the heart matters most. Because deep down, I think many of us already know we are searching for something eternal.